It's now time for us to see how you've been reacting to trends on social media. Good morning. My name is Anuoluwapo Stevens. So the first on my list would be how Nigerians on X have lambasted the media team of our president, Bola Tinubu, for leaking his speech hours before the national broadcast. So it was reported that Tinubu addressed Nigerians on Sunday morning over the ongoing nationwide protest. But it came as a surprise to millions of Nigerians that the president's speech had already gone viral hours before the national broadcast. Can you beat that? Now, many netizens questioned the presidency's competency, claiming that if a sensitive document like the address could not be carefully managed, it demonstrates that Tinubu's government is not properly organized to move Nigeria forward, some netizens think. Now, these are actually, the pages of the broadcast speech that was, flying left, right, center on social media yesterday. Now, let me show you a video of a particular social media user who was reading the speech on his phone whilst the president was having it broadcast live in Quilt. Take a look.
On the back of the reforms I announced in May 2024 to address the gaps in Petroleum Industry Act. Last month, we increased our oil production to 1.6 million barrels per day. Our gas assets are receiving the attention they deserve.
Baba slow for reading. Baba read fast.
A pure cruise on social media, in fact, Nigeria as a whole. But let's take a couple of reactions on this particular one. Okay, so now this was Sheyi Tinubu, President Tinubu's son, yesterday, and then he says it is standard global practice anywhere in the world to provide an embargoed copy of President's address to the media prior to him going live. Someone in the media outside the villa broke the code of journalistic ethics and professionalism by releasing it before the actual address was delivered. Okay, now let's see other reactions. Judith says, he didn't even try to change the speech after it was leaked. Verbatim, Another thought on this would be from United Devil, who says, how is it incompetence to read a speech? The incompetence is the fact that the speech got leaked. People are reacting the wrong way. Instead of asking who leaked the speech and why it was leaked, ask yourself, what's the goal of the person who leaked this speech? I'm plenty click right there. Anyway, one more reaction would be from this guy. He says, it is normal to release it to media outlets before the broadcast so they can timely include it in their newspaper. The media outlets are to be blamed for letting it out before the broadcast. But anyway, right now, we don't know who's going to take the blame. Is it the federal government who really, did this? But away from that now, let's move over to how you reacted to the speech eventually. So President Bola Tinubu has urged Nigerians to suspend the hashtag End Bad Governance protest and embrace dialogue. So during the broadcast yesterday, the president assured Nigerians that his administration is focused on good governance despite the socio-economic challenges confronting Africa's most populous nation. Tinubu even went as far as expressing pain over the loss of life and properties in some states during the nationwide protest, saying that the destruction of public and private assets sets the nation back. He says, and I quote, as scarce resources will be again used to restore them. Take a listen to our president.
Nigerians, I speak to you today with a heavy heart and sense of responsibility, aware of turmoil and violent protests unleashed in some of our states. Notably, among the protesters were young Nigerians who desired a better and more progressive country where their dreams, hope, and personal aspiration will be fulfilled. I am especially pained.
Now that's a feel of what went down yesterday morning, on social media and also nationwide as well. But let's take a couple of reactions to this particular speech. This user, Nefertiti, says his speech lacked hope, empathy. He read out a leaked speech. He did not reduce his cabinet. He did not address the hunger. He did not address his wastefulness. He did not address his lavish spending. And of course, looting of palliatives as well. Another take on this would be from Moha. He says, Tinubu expects everything to return to normal after that dull speech, which didn't address any of the nation's issues. We have a long way to go, and I don't even think the protest will stop at the 10th day. One more take on this. Let's have one more reaction to this particular one. And then Rifai is saying, President Tinubu should stop giving us speeches. We want an hour-long interview now. That's what this user is saying. Well, away from Nigeria, let's move over to the UK, where yesterday UK riots, #UK riots trended as violent disorder have swept across several British cities, injuring police and damaging property in the most widespread rioting in the country for 13 years. Now, following the murder of 3 young girls in northwest England, the string of violent incidents over the past few days began last week Tuesday in Southport after 3 little girls were killed in a knife attack at a Taylor Swift-themed dance class. Now, in a video that has gone viral, protesters were seen looting shops in the UK. Take a look.
Leave it.
Now let's see how you reacted to this video. AJ Thomas says, UK made a great mistake in their immigration policy, and this is the consequences of it. This is the reason and love Australia street border protection laws. If you commit all this criminal act as a migrant or migrant, you are deported. It doesn't matter if you are a citizen. Another reaction would be from Kankafo. He says, around the world, protesters find a way to loot. It seems that it is what today youth believe in. If this happens in Nigeria, some ignorant mind will be saying, government sent them, blah, blah, blah. Going forward, all protests will end this way, and then we have to find better way to engage. Okay, away from that, Sweetest Girl says it's a sign that the world is about to end. I mean, I've been hearing that for how long now? But anyway, let's move over down here in Nigeria, where on August 1st, precisely yesterday, we saw thousands of members from the Redeemed Christian Church of God who participated in their annual prayer walk, a tradition aimed at seeking divine intervention for Nigeria's challenges. But this particular event, a large turnout of participants marched through the streets praying for peace and stability in the country. But on social media, reactions were mixed. Some supporters praised the prayer walk, while some others, said, I mean, this is not what we want right now. Why didn't you come out to join us in the protest? Take a look at how it went down yesterday. Yeah, so that was yesterday, the prayer walk done by RCCG that has, dragged left, right, center with reactions trailing nationwide. Well, let's take how you reacted to this precisely. Unjuku says, some brainwashed people are still defending him. Just imagine this crowd in front of Aso Rock and how things will change, but they will choose to gather them and take from the little they have in the name of offering. Another take. Okay, let's have another reaction to this. Al-Haji says, separate the church from the state. The bulk of the people on the protest ground were largely Christians. Cut RCCG some slack, separate the church from the state. Well, my final story for you for today would be on the sports scene, where the Nigerian female basketball team, the Tigress, made history at the Paris Olympic 2024 by qualifying for the last 8, claiming a 79-70 victory over Canada. Now, the feat made them the first ever African team, men or women, to play in the quarterfinal of an Olympic game. Nigeria's 3-time women's Afrobasket champions faced a tough test in the North Americans ranked 5th in the world. Let's move over to Paris and have a feel.
Took an extent status.
A super big congratulations to our girls doing us proud. I mean, the other time I said what men can do, women can even do better. Let's take 2 reactions on this. This user says, the Tigress have always turned up for us. So proud. One more take would be from, let's have another take with this. Now this one says, this is what you gain when you choose the right people to hold the realm of affairs. Unlike our football team. So Straight Bullet just hits just the Super Eagles of Nigeria. But don't worry, they're warming up. They'll do better next time. So this is how I get to wrap up Training Gist this morning. My name is Anu Luwapur Stevens. We'll see you pretty soon. Just stay with us.